This live stream is sponsored by NordPass, because only bitches do Patreon. All right, so check it out, guys. Right now I'm partnering with NordPass this entire month. So anytime you use that link in the description or my code OriginalDobo, helps the channel out. Plus, you will receive 1 month free, 50% off your NordPass subscription. Links down below. Check it out. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Drone Brews. This is the Wednesday night stream. Hopefully you guys can hear me coming in loud and clear. I definitely spent a hell of a lot of time fixing the audio. I've got with me Zach from DroneWorks in the house tonight because, you know, fuck social distancing, right? I mean, we work together anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
If, you know, it's like we're basically sleeping together at this point. So we've got a special guest coming on tonight as well.
He's special.
He is special. He's very special. So we got a special guest coming on later. We're going to talk about a couple of different things. EVO II shipping dates for anybody who's placed their orders. We'll touch on that. We'll also talk about some of the things that have popped up in email. I know. I will go over it. What happened?
Hold on.
Where is it?
It's there. It's really funny.
Where? I missed it. Sorry, we're looking at the comments here. Somebody said something. Is it that one?
No, it's that one. Just watch. It's legit.
Where is it?
This one right here.
That's my dad.
I said say random things, and it's not random.
That is. You are her
Pretty
father.
much.
Alrighty. So we'll start off with doing like we always do on Wednesdays. We'll jump into the chat, take some moments to greet some people. So we've got Eddie Nunez, Bud Bieber. We've got One Wild and Firefighter. We've got Taylor Davis. We've got Lon Denard. Wait, we do something special for Lon, don't we? Lon Denard. It's special. We've got the Four-Eyed Canine Romano. I'm just tearing apart names already. We got Fly High Wisconsin, the Tactical Traveler. That's a Tampa local.
Really?
Yes, it is. Henry Hughes, Uriah. I'm not even going to say the last name because I'm going to destroy it. Sorry.
Let me try.
You try.
Echelonu.
Did you get it?
I don't know.
Did he get it? If you got it, let us know in the comments. 6 feet, schmicks feet. We've got our fuck COVID-19 shirts. What do you got, Zach? What shirt are you wearing?
Straight out of Fox.
Because we are straight out of Fox today.
I know.
So there we go. We've got John Kazel. Oh, that's John. John's in the house. Daniel and Recovery Drone, and there you go. And the beer of choice this evening is, what is this? The J-Dubs Brewery making a comeback. This is a phenomenal beer. Alrighty. So let's pop this open. Have you ever had one of these?
No.
What are you drinking?
There's lime involved.
There is lime. That's probably vodka.
Probably.
It is Zach with a K or a C?
With a C, like Zac Efron.
Oh, like Zach Efron. I see a resemblance.
Yeah.
All righty. So we have the EVO II finally in hand. Finally, this in hand. You want to hold that?
Sure.
What are you going to do? Make yourself useful. So we've got the EVO II in hand. We also have the EVO II Dual, not with us right now. It's actually back at the shop. But finally, this is shipped. Thank God. And they are shipping. So, Zach, you actually have some updates as far as shipping goes and some things that you talked to Autel. Are you allowed to talk about those things?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. See if I get yelled at. So, right?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Take a risk. So, the next week we have incoming units. Unfortunately, just shoot it out there now. I don't have every unit for every order that came in yet. Good news is they won't be long after. We have, I don't know, a good number. I'm not sure on the exact number, but we have a pretty decent amount. If you haven't seen your invoice yet, expect to see those flowing shortly. I think the delay on the next batch shouldn't be longer than maybe a week or two, but they should start flowing constantly here like water soon enough.
What about the Pro? People want to know
where the hell is the Pro. So, according to autel, we're about 21 to 25 days out. I'm guessing that production should be ramping up now in order for us to have that conversation. I'm hoping actually that people aren't hearing any echo tonight because I haven't seen anybody bitch yet, which is great. Just want to toss it.
You have an echo regardless. Whether probably you would just fucking
this
echo.
Fucking camera, give me all these chins too. I got more chins than
it's flattering. I'll fix it later in post.
Anyway, so yeah, great. So yeah, that's the good news. I actually really like this 8K. I haven't got to fly it yet because Ken has it. He's been doing things with it, but
I've been fondling it.
The one thing that the Dual doesn't have that this has a really badass stout gimbal guard. It's just
I don't like it though. Yeah, I don't like the gimbal guard.
Other people will fix it, but it has one.
I know, but I don't like it. I do like how the front of this protrudes past the actual gimbal, so if you do wreck, you're not going to tear the gimbal apart.
I think that was the point behind it. So I think not next week, but the week after, I think we're gonna do a camera swap. I think we're gonna do an 8K camera swap for the 6K on this drone here. Oh wait, did I slip that accidentally? Shoot. All right, well we'll probably do that, and that way people can see what it looks like and how it works. So nice. We'll just do that process live on the air so they can see exactly
what we'll do is next week we'll set up a table back there. We'll have another camera facing straight down. So while we're doing the live stream, you can be taking apart the camera, put in the 6K camera. So we're going to be doing the 6K comparison very soon. Now those comparisons are going to take a little bit longer since we have to swap a camera out and then put another camera on. So to do those side-by-side comparisons, it may not be truly apples to apples, but what we do want to know is whether the sharpness is matched and whether the color and clarity is still the same from, or better. We're hoping it's better than the 8K, right?
Exactly. I think that the 6K, just with that 1-inch sensor, I really think those pictures are going to be sharp. I did see some photos from the pre-production unit that one of Autel's other guys has. He's posting some pictures of the empty strip. I think it's phenomenal. I mean, it really sucks, but it's kind of cool. You can go fly on a Vegas Strip, see lights, and there's no people around.
Right.
So some of those photos are really good. I'm going to try to get some of the originals for him so you can Dropbox those as well.
So I want to go ahead and jump here in the comments. So is it Seisman? Seisman Lorenz says, what about the software? Did they upgrade the software from the early beta to the final consumer version, or is it all the same from January to February? There were some complaints from the early reviewers. Now, according to Autel, the final version is there because actually I had some quirky things happen with me today. So I was questioning whether or not the firmware was actually final. But in looking at the firmware that I have, I re-downloaded it from Autel's website, and that is the final version. Now, I would be lying to you if I said there wasn't some minor things that I've noticed, but Autel's already fixing it, and they're going to push out an update before next week. So by the time you get your drones, you will have an update already ready to go.
Correct. You'll just, once you turn it on, you're on your remote, it's going to say you have an update available. You're going to hit a button. So you won't see any of these little quirks that we're finding. And again, you have to expect. You kind of have a choice. You want it now, or do you want it perfect? And it just takes a little bit of time. there'll be some quirks, which is fine because Autel's really quick at fixing them.
Yeah.
All the people in China that were not going to the Autel headquarters or whatever, all the engineers are working from home, so it won't be like a long process to get anything corrected. And again, these are just dumb little things that guys like us would notice. Other people who don't do this to the extent we do might not even notice.
Gotcha. So Tall Fisherman asked, he said, sorry, on my end, it lagged out. You're saying that the Pro is 20 days out?
20 to 25 days out is what we're...
So it's still going to be soon. We were thinking it was going to be May anyhow. Yeah. So we're still looking like May.
Correct.
Just before June type of thing. So there you go. 20 to 25 days. I mean, that's realistically reasonable. And then we say, oh, there's going to be an update. Yeah, of course. There's always updates with drones. They did do one major one that fixed quite a bit of an issue. And that's the one we are on right now. That's the public release version. So there that. All right. So let's take a look. Let's see. Whoa. Any extra blades come with the rugged bundle. So on this version I have, I actually get 2 extra blades.
Yep. There's 2 extra sets that come in the box this time. So I'm not sure if they're putting them in the rugged bundle. The official word is the rugged bundle has a case and an extra battery. However, I'm not sure. I hope to see extra blades or just, something extra in the case there. I mean, Autel has access to the stuff that we don't have, so you may as well just throw it in there, right?
So one other thing, though, I just wanted to touch on this because this, to me, so these batteries, we were talking about this last week. These batteries are expensive. These are $225?
$219.
$219 for these batteries. It's a 7,100 milliamp hour battery,
which is part of the reason of that price.
Right.
I did ask Autel about this.
Yeah, but I mean, 219. I mean, that's exceeding what we saw from the Phantom 4 Pro batteries.
Yep. Apparently, Phantom 4 Pro batteries, I believe, are 5,500 milliamp hours. So I asked, why are these batteries so expensive? And the reply was, there's a lot of electronics in here. Failures that you're seeing on other drones are supposed to not happen with this. The battery management system that's in this battery is what allows this to fly for 40 minutes.
Okay.
And that is the reasoning behind the price. I honestly, we call shit as it is. Y'all know us. If I thought it was an inflated BS price, I'd call it out like that. I just don't think it is. I really feel like they were telling the truth. The guts are in here, and we've done flight tests. I mean, the thing flies 40 minutes.
So I took it out today. I had to do a site scan on a school, and I got about 35 minutes of flight. Excuse me, I'm already belching up beer. That's terrible. 40 minutes, just about 35 minutes of flight. That was with video and photo, zipping around the school. That was with me putting it in ludicrous mode to get from one end of the schoolyard to the other, and it did good. I wish I had 2 batteries. You listening to me?
Yeah, so I'm trying to find out how many milliamp hours something comparable is.
What's comparable to that? You're going to compare it to what, M210 battery?
No.
Oh, I was going to say. I hope not.
It inspired to.
Multi-charger. Hey, is there going to be a multi-charger?
Actually, yes. Okay, so with the dual rugged, it comes with a couple more items. Multi-charger being one of them. Multi-charger will be shortly. Though the connections are different than the original Evo, the design kind of stays really close to the same, so they just had to make it taller and switch the connections. So it wasn't difficult, and I don't foresee that being long at all. They are on the site for sale, and we expect them soon.
Yeah. So okay, cool. So, but no, and I was impressed with the flight time with this today. I was expecting to get right at about like 28 minutes or so. Like realistically in my mind, I went into the shoot thinking today, okay, I had 3 batteries for the Evo. I had 1 battery for this. I needed to do photos of all the buildings, and the Evo just about got me through it all. And then I flipped over to this, and I was able to do photos and video, and I didn't have any issues. I'm impressed with the quality. I shot everything in 4K 60. I still don't know if you really need 8K. I think, what is your thoughts on that? Because I know, like, just because you have 8K doesn't mean you should actually use it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So my thoughts are, and this is my CES education. And by the way, just real quick, a DJI TV50, which is one of the batteries to go in and Inspire, is about the same price as this battery here, and it's 4280 milliamp hours. So it takes 2 of those to equal this, so that's $400.
But you can't fly with a TB. You can
No,
fly with this. You can take this on.
hours.
Yeah, but you could take this on a plane.
Absolutely.
You can't take those batteries on a
Correct.
plane.
You're limited.
So that's one nice thing about this is the watt hours of this battery still makes it capable to fly. But let me ask you a question: if you had 2 of these, are you able to take it on a plane?
Yes.
Is it per battery? Because this is 82.
It's 100 watt hours.
This is 82. So it's over 100 watt hours per battery.
Yes.
Or in total.
I think it's per battery. That's a look.
So is it per battery?
I never get messed with. Like I've brought big batteries. Usually, if you're just honest and you bring them in the cabin, they don't mess with you.
So there is a zoom function on the 8K, and it works really well. Some of the photos I was taking today of the school, unfortunately, I can't show you guys because it's a critical infrastructure. But some of the photos I had to take for the roofers was zoomed in, and you can actually see everything perfectly. And they came out great, actually. I think they came out good. So let's
Lon, if you have employees.
So yeah, you can be a sole proprietor, but the problem with being a sole proprietor like me, I can apply for that loan, but you know how much they'll give you? $1,000.
Yeah,
that's not going to cover anything.
I'd rather just let somebody else.
That's not going to cost anything. Zach, you got to take a sip of your vodka.
Oh, all right. Hey,
Zach's taking a sip. $2 for Zach to take a sip of the vodka. Easy, Jesus Christ.
There you go. I'll be freaking lit up here shortly. So, I do appreciate everyone that's spending their stimulus checks in the store. There's been a lot of those.
Is there?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm sure, but is it the right thing to do to buy a drone with your stimulus?
Well, you've been grounded for a month and you're not happy. And you
True.
do something
Very true.
to make yourself
I
happy.
think it's like this. If you're going to spend your stimulus money on a drone, just make sure you have a job and that you're still working and life is good. So I'm going to switch over. We've got our guest. Let me actually set this up here. So hopefully he can hear me. I don't know.
What's up?
What is going on, man?
How you doing?
Doing good. I'm just going to switch this over, set you up in here.
I don't know if you can see.
He can in a moment here.
Okay.
So let me go to streams. I got to do an NDI stream. Huh. I wonder why it's not coming through. Bill, I'll call you right back here.
Sounds good.
We can play a fun game of What's This Button Do?
We're not going to play What's This Button.
Okay, well, there's a lot of buttons. I'd like to see what they do.
Why is that not working? Oh, you know what? I bet you it wasn't working because I had that open prior to actually opening the webcam. So that's one of the fun things about Skype is that.
Let me say something too. Why this guy's getting set up? This setup is freaking elaborate. Like this is some radio station studio kind of stuff going on here. This is really badass. As a matter of fact, I might have to do a special myself, and we have to tour this place.
What's up?
Yo, so I forgot that I didn't have everything set over to the right webcam.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna,
because
I'm gonna bring you in here in just a second.
I jumped in and I wasn't able to see you guys.
Right. I mean, I'm not sure how you can miss Zach. He's like the first person you see.
With all the necks.
No, I mean I physically couldn't see you. It was just a little Skype logo. Hey, how long
Next
have you guys
week.
been doing? How long have you guys been doing this stream for, Ken? You know that this is just a horrible angle, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty bad angle. It's the only angle that you know how the office is, bro. You know how the office is.
Well, with your guys' new setup, man, or your new studio, or not studio, with the new shop, you guys should make a really badass set to stream from.
That's actually in the works. I'm actually now set to push you live. All right, there it goes. So hopefully we don't have echo. Oh my gosh, that would be the worst thing if we had echo right now.
There we
It'd be
are.
kind of
There
funny
you are.
'cause
So
I
now
had
you can
echo.
see.
I had echo, and I'm an amateur.
No, I'm telling you,
There's
right.
an echo.
He's a
Is there an
professional,
echo?
And if he had echo, then
Is there an echo? Is there an echo?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I feel so great. Now.
I think it went away.
It went away? I don't care. You know what? If there's a little bit of an echo, that's fine. So, I think a lot of people are probably used to us doing our stream or our conversations where they don't see us. So I figured it'd be cool to bring you in. When I asked everybody on the community page, I said, who should I have on as a guest? And I think one person said Billy, but a lot of other people said a lot of other people that I just don't like. So I was
Thanks.
like, no. But he's not even a guest at this point.
No.
No, at this point, he's not a guest.
I'm using my my MacBook webcam. This is just awful. How have they not updated these webcams yet?
I don't know, man. It's absolutely terrible. Did you see they say no echo. So it was you. See, you drove me nuts.
Stupid headphones.
I had to talk to all these people the other day just to try to figure it out, and it was just you. Son of a bitch.
Well, Ken actually bought me a microphone.
I did buy him a microphone, so weird that I'm buying you things. But so I wanted to bring you on tonight, talk about a couple of things. So first topic, we're not going to talk about anything like with Mavic 2 Air or anything like that because we don't know enough about it, and I really don't care about it that much.
I know a couple things.
Okay, but I wouldn't want to talk about it tonight.
Okay.
But what I do want to talk about is your business specifically, your drone business. How's it going? Is it things still top notch?
Yeah, it's going really good. I mean, of course, I've been doing a lot of work with Steve, but doing work with him, there's really not a whole lot of drone stuff to do. So it's been a lot of photography recently. But I actually just got wrapped up on 2 projects that are probably some of the biggest and coolest projects that I've gotten to do. So one of them was photos of the Hahnemann Hospital here in Philadelphia, and the other was photos of Christ Church here in Philly. 2, I mean, prominent buildings. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the Hahnemann Hospital. You texted me about that, so you kind of know the backstory, right?
So yeah, I think that's the hospital. You called me up and said, "Hey, I've got this really big gig. It's 43 floors. Do you want to come up?" And I was contemplating it at the time. I was like, I'm going to go up there and film this. And then it was like all of a sudden COVID broke out and they were restricting travel. My company said, well, you're not allowed to travel if it's not essential travel. I was like, it was. I should have went. And all rights, I should have went, but I didn't go. But it's a massive. I know, it's Billy from Philly.
Yeah, so, well, it was a really cool job. It was basically just documentation photos of the whole building, totally abandoned. It was a really cool opportunity. Of course, they wanted photos of like the roof and photos of the facade. So being able to fly the Mavic Pro made it really easy. But the big part of that job was inside. But I got to fly around Christ Church too. They're renovating the steeple. And
is that the one we see from 95? And I'm always like, I want to fly that.
No, it's not. It's actually a smaller church, relatively smaller, but it's one of the first churches, maybe even the very first church that was built in Philly. So it's just a really cool old historic building. But yeah, I mean, Steve has got me shooting photos now. I know he's watching, so shout out to my boy Steve. But he's got me shooting interior photos now, started out with video. And I mean, you're doing the same thing. It is a ton of fun. It is, man. It's like a puzzle almost. It's like problem solving. It's really cool.
That's the best way I would compare it to. I love it because you go into these houses, you've never seen them before. A lot of times you're sort of rushed by the agent. They're, you're actually working on their schedule. So it's not actually, you don't really have a say in anything that's happening. So you're working on their schedule, putting together this puzzle piece, and then you have to deliver all of this by the morning in some instances.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy.
Exactly. I realized you guys were drinking, so I figured I would grab a Dr. Pepper, crack one open for you.
Pour one out for my homies. I'm on number 4 at this point. It's Wednesday. Cheers to potentially infections.
When we went out to dinner in Vegas with Billy, I had like 12 Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, he did. Did you notice he did not drink while we were with X Dynamics? He didn't drink. So that's actually something I wanted to ask you about. Have you heard anything from X Dynamics team? I've seen them put a couple things out on Facebook, but I haven't heard anything more.
Yeah,
from any of them.
I haven't heard anything, and their social media has kind of gone dark. They posted something today, which I saw, and it was as I was just getting back later tonight. And I was looking through it, and it was about how somebody had posted some information about the X Dynamics Evolve, which is great, but they actually showed like other pictures of other drones in their social media posts.
The V-Copter, the Power Egg, which the Power Egg, you have the Power Egg too, right? Still?
Yeah.
I don't, that drone is, you haven't gotten a chance to really play with it much.
He doesn't want to.
But I was telling him about it. He was just like, keep it away from me. Keep it out of the shop. Don't bring that here.
Dude, I am on my 3rd Power Vision Power Egg X. I got to make my first flight video and I got it back and it was in the case for a couple of days and I took it out and the gimbal was fried. Like the motors were limp, it wouldn't hold the gimbal up, so I had to send it back, and I'm on my 3rd one now.
So the first one I got, I was getting ready to film the video. I was going to use the landing gear on the lake, and I get all the way out to the lake, go to power it on, the battery's dead, and of course the other one was on the charger. But I vividly remember that I charged the battery and it just wouldn't turn on. And I tried everything to revive it. It was totally bricked. So they ended up sending me another battery.
2 of my batteries are bricked, like totally unusable. They're basically paperweights. I see Tim Jackson in the chat asked, would you ever fly the Pagoda in Reading, PA? I would definitely love to fly that. I've had it like on my list ever since I first got a drone to go out and fly there. So Ken, next time you're up, we got to go fly that.
Yeah, hopefully things are starting to subside a little bit with, I don't know. I don't want to say hopefully they are subsiding because they're probably not. I don't know. But I'm to the point where I'm feeling okay with travel just because me personally, if I get on a plane, the chances of somebody else being on the same plane with me is probably going to be slim.
Yep.
I'm just tired of sitting home.
I'm tired of sitting home. I'm just, I'm not going to let this keep me down,
Yeah, my dad is still traveling for work, which is pretty crazy, but he got a flight down to Florida for like $17.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. And I'm not saying, by any means people should be going out traveling, but me personally, I'm going stir crazy. I usually travel. I travel.
Yeah.
So this is the longest I've ever been home ever. Like ever in a day. So, and it's like, I'm ready to go. Like I've got this drone. I want to take it out. I want to do some flight tests and take it places. And PA is on my list, man. PA is on my list.
Yes, I made it.
So I definitely want to get up there and fly. Like I'd love to fly the city. Are you finding yourself flying the city more just because there's not as much foot traffic? I know a lot of people are doing it now.
Yeah, I heard you get a Mavic 2 Enterprise and just put a speaker on it and go yell at people.
Well, yeah, so I haven't been doing much flying directly in the city, but I've kind of been trying to find like some unique angles around some different parts of the city. I've got a couple of photos that I shot. I've been really into shooting photos recently. I mean, the Mavic 2 Pro just makes shooting photos so easy. Yeah, so what was that?
I don't know.
Accidentally pressed something?
Yeah, I think I pressed something. I fucked up. I don't know why this thing. There's like this secondary window of Billy here. I can't get rid of it.
Getting a double dose.
Yeah, I can't. Yo, how come I got this window here, bro?
I don't know.
What the hell did I do?
I feel like Zach is the last person you want to ask.
Add a few more. It's actually pretty neat. It's like
I don't know where this window went. I don't know where that window went, dude. It's so
Ken,
like a mirror,
Ken,
and a mirror, and a mirror, and a mirror, and a mirror.
Ken always talks to me. Ken always talks to me about how he's got his stream dialed in. He's like, man, I'm loving the software I'm using. It's been nothing but issues tonight, man.
Yeah, but like there's like this
what if you get rid of that one? Like there you go.
So I got rid of that one. Now I gotta find us. There's like 2 Billies. There it goes. I'm not touching anything ever again.
On the other side now.
There it goes. I fixed it.
Nuh-uh. Oh, there you go.
Nah, I got it back. I do love the software, genuinely. I do love the software, but it's, it's like anything. When you're doing it live, you have no recovery time.
No.
But when I do this stuff and I'm filming back here, nobody can see the mistakes for the majority of the time, right? But if I'm doing it live, forget it. It's, things happen. So, what I was thinking about, because we're coming up on our 2 years of having our 107 license.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder for anybody who needs to renew their license, what are they going to do for those people? Are they going to extend their license period, or how do you
well,
you're shit out of luck?
Yep.
Well, here's something that I find Here's something I find really interesting is that they don't have a direct expiration date listed on the 107.
I understand true. They don't have an expiration date.
Correct.
It's 2 years after,
right?
But who is going to know that it's actually 2 years? Like law enforcement, they probably don't know that. They're just going to see that you have the license and say you're okay.
That's true. I mean, the reality is, I guess nobody's actually enforcing it, but I do think the FAA should take into account the situation. They should. They should.
I moved from New York.
Okay.
And I bought a car before I left. And I bought my car in Jersey, and it has a Jersey temp tag on it that expired on the 3rd of the month, right?
Right.
The state of New Jersey issued a thing that all their plates have an automatic 2-month extension. Here's a paper. Here you go. So if like the state of New Jersey and New York and PA and all those states can do that, I don't understand why the FAA can't say, okay, well, you know what? The government's closed. We get that. You're good to go. You have it. Here's an extension. Take your test when we reopen.
See,
I feel like
it's just weird,
well,
right?
well, so the problem I have with that is if it expires and you let it expire, do you just take, because I don't know, and that's why I'm asking, do you just take the recert test or do you have to take the whole test again? Is there a length of time that you have to go to take your recertification?
I think it's recert because you had one. I'm not
so
sure.
because you had one, it's still you take the smaller exam.
But think about this for a minute. What about an airline pilot?
Well, that's
Like,
what I'm
it's the
saying.
same thing.
Right, that's the
What
same
about
thing.
them?
What about that?
Their shit expires, and they've got a plane to fly tomorrow.
I don't know. I think
Then what?
that's. I think that's gonna. I think. I think that's gonna suck. I mean, luckily for us, we don't have to recertify until what do we got? We've got, I think, October.
I think it's
October.
yeah, I think it's October, but
19th.
regardless,
I don't remember mine. I know it was about
regardless, I feel like we're of no priority to them.
Right.
We barely bring in any money. What is it, $150 a pop?
$150 a pop.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like the I guess I don't know, the odds of them doing something like that, offering an extension, are slim to none.
Yeah, but you know what? What kills me? No, I don't. But he's here. He's here in Spring Hill. So there's that.
Welcome, Julio.
Julio. There you go. But I think it's one of those things. We're sort of at no fault of our own, though, in this whole, this whole situation. But it is so far out. But it's going to be one of the things where, like, before all this happened, I was thinking to myself, I have to get recertified, but I'm not going to start worrying about it until, like, maybe September type. Start studying. But now my wheels are going to be spinning way before. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What's the matter?
I'm not going to be worried about it until the morning of.
You're absolutely insane. I'm like a habitual prepper. Like, I have to make sure things are prepped and ready to go. So I have to do it all. So
I'm just used to cramming for tests. I never study for it until the day of, and like I walk into class and I'm like flipping through the notebook. So
because it's one of those things, you have to go to a testing facility. They're not going to let you take this test online, so we actually have to go somewhere. So, I mean, I guess, reality is they could let us do it, just sanitize everything ahead of time. Let us take the test, sanitize the keyboards or whatever, and whatever.
Look, I mean, regardless, we're going to be doing it in October, and I think that we'll be in the clear by then. So I'm not too worried about it.
It seems like Jesus Christ doesn't want to hear your shit.
Who's that?
Who's Jesus Christ?
JC.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, who's Jesus Christ?
He's like, shut up, fuckers. Let's hear this review.
so Ken for the review on the EVO 2 and Billy for the Mavic Air 2.
Well, Ken,
what's up?
You initially texted me and you were like, "Oh my gosh, this thing has so many issues." So what did you exactly run into?
So I had a problem today with the gimbal, and so I ended up calling Rick Smith. So, and I just texted Rick. I said, "Hey, are you experiencing any of these issues?" And he said, "Yes, check your firmware. When they initially did the over-the-air update, there were some problems. You have to install it manually." So he sent me the binary file, and I installed the update, and it was fine. Like, the problem went away.
What a mess.
So, but would have been nice to know that. I wouldn't have known unless I called Rick. I just texted him out of the blue, and he's like, "Hey, do this, install these files." So as soon as I did that, boom, perfect. So I'll have to retest it today because no sooner than I did that, and I was up in the air just making sure I wasn't getting that twitch, and everything else was good. It started to rain, so I had to pull it back down.
So it was waterproof.
Yeah, so I don't think I will ever shoot. Yeah, good luck with the water. It seems like waterproof drones just suck. I don't think I'll ever shoot 8K though. Like, it's there, but it's not very good. It's not good
just like
because
a party trick.
It is a party trick. It's cool to have, but it's not something like I would recommend if you want to shoot something. I wouldn't shoot in 8K because it is very sharp. It is very sharp. You can see a lot. I mean, if you were in the city and there was a lady standing out on her balcony, you can, see the tits on her from at least, 100 yards out. I mean, you could right there. My female demographic to the gutter. We don't care. Nope. So you could see that because it's that sharp. It's that sharp. But the problem is it almost looks fake to a certain extent. It almost looks fake. And when you shoot in 4K, it looks better than the EVO 1. and it's still sharp. It's got a good fair amount of color. And if you switch to H.265, that's the only way you're going to get 10-bit. If you utilize H.264, you get no 10-bit. So it's only H.265. But there's also a toggle, which sort of like the Skydio. You know how Skydio has HDR? This has HDR as well. And I think the HDR looks a lot more natural than the Skydio's HDR. It just
Skydio's HDR is just it's useless in my opinion. It makes everything too blue. It's like it casts a blue color cast over the whole entire image.
Yeah. So I like the HDR. I wish I would have saw the HDR toggle because it's really small. It's right next to the film button, and you just click on it and it turns it on. And it's subtle, but what it does is it balances out the shadows and the exposure just so perfectly. And I think if you had like ND filters, it would be even better to match the shutter speed, but it would be solid. It does pretty good in low light too, actually.
I really wish that they put a new remote controller on that thing. Like they made a whole entire brand new drone from the ground up. Why would they not make a new controller?
Did you hear what he just said?
No.
So he asked why didn't they create a new controller for that? Now you were saying that
I think the guts on the inside of the controller are not the same.
But it does connect. It connects back and forth though.
We didn't try that yet.
We're gonna try that tomorrow.
We'll try that tomorrow.
We'll try it tomorrow.
I think the guts are different. I'll tell you, I've had no breakup. I've had no cutouts. None of that crap with the dual. Also, somebody had said something earlier. I forget who it was. It might have been JC. About the something about you better get a 4-Hawk because your antennas are going to fall off. I've got at my guy, we're making metal pins, just anodized little pins.
So they already. So check it out with that whole situation. When I talked to Cole,
Yeah.
So Cole is Autel Robotics. He works in the service end.
Yeah, he's their main tech.
So he's one of their main techs. So they found a tolerance issue when they started manufacturing these controllers, where the pins were just ever so slightly small when they measured them on the micrometer. So what would happen is over a period of time, they would work themselves out. So they fixed the tolerance issue. So now the pins shouldn't come out. Because if you look at DJI's antennas, they're the same. They have a plastic pin. Yep. It's nothing new. Nope. So it was just a tolerance issue.
Done this since 1980s.
Yeah, and I haven't had an issue. Have you tried editing AK footage, Bill?
I haven't, but I'm sure that my computer would do fine. I mean, 4K video is just cuts through it like butter, especially in Final Cut Pro.
Final Cut Pro will rip through it.
Yeah.
I think there's more of a case to shoot in 6K and downsample to 4K. I think that's where a lot of people will see the gains is if you shoot in 6K, you downsample to 4K, you'll get a better image retention and you'll have more to push around.
So you don't think shooting 8K downsampling to 4K will be the move?
I think it's for online content delivery, it's absolutely overkill. I will tell you, just exporting an 8K clip that was 30 seconds long, and this system is pretty rigged out. It took me roughly about 5 minutes with Premiere Pro.
Well,
and that
Premiere
was
Pro.
And that's yeah. Now that same clip in Final Cut Pro on my MacBook would probably have took 40 seconds. Go figure.
Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve will be a lot faster, but I don't know. I don't see the benefit because nobody's going to be able to really see those pixels. YouTube's compression is going to destroy it. It depends on where you're delivering it.
So now this 8K video, you said that it has some sort of crop factor?
So when you switch over to 8K and you switch, I think it's even 6K, you'll notice that there is a crop factor.
How does that even make sense?
So the reason being is what I've determined is it's not actually utilizing the whole sensor in 8K or 6K.
That just doesn't make any sense.
Well, think about it this way. Sony cameras do the same thing. There's no difference in it. Sony cameras so you shoot 4K 30 frames per second, right? For your videos.
It's downsampling from 5.5K.
Right. So it's downsampling. So what's happening is it's actually cropping in on that image because it can't use the entire sensor. It can't use the entire sensor. What are you doing? Oh, you're moving this.
Somebody asked.
Oh, so yeah, that's the rig. So you're actually, it can't shoot 30 frames per second. It can't actually keep up with those lines. So it's essentially, they call it pixel binning. I don't think it's line skipping essentially, but it's pixel binning. It is definitely pixel binning. So for the 8K, I'm just now seeing that come across the screen. So there he goes. Cliff Totten actually did a whole breakdown of it, and I'll probably send Cliff some footage so he can analyze further. I know he's downloaded the clips, but I'm gonna give him some specific clips that he can play with, and he's like very like detailed on like the pixel peeping, we'll call it. But
So
yeah,
because it's shooting an 8K image, obviously the resolution is like off the chart. So what is the resolution size of the actual like photos, the still images? Do you know?
a 48 megapixel. So you can actually
Okay.
get 48 megapixel stills off of that. I know I shot some photos today for that school with it. I have to look because I think Dropbox tells you the pixel size or
The metadata?
yeah, it should tell you the metadata. I just shot some images today for that school. So, I mean, they came out pretty good. I just don't know if it's actually going to tell me the correct information that I want to see. But I believe it is 48 megapixels. I just got to see. Yeah, so that's max 2. Yeah, so that is, let me look. Let me export this. Because if I export this, this should also show me in the metadata app, I believe.
Is it does it spit out a DNG file when you're shooting raw
It does
photos?
spit out, yeah, it does spit out DNGs. So it's using that universal DNG file, which it's the same. And it's funny though, the files are still named the same. So if you have an EVO 1, it's max is the file size, MAX is the file, and on this, it's the same.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand that either. They never updated it with anything. So, but yeah, it's the same. Let me just jump in here really quick to the chat. Somebody asked before. They said, "What's up, man? Are you putting out content weekly?" I saw that.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you know what? It's been kind of tough to catch up. I wasn't like taking a break, but after the Mavic Mini came out, kind of was like posting a little bit irregularly, but I'm kind of trying to get back on the horse right now. And I felt like I was anticipating like all of these drones coming out, like, you know, CES, we were going to have the Power Vision, we were going to have the X Dynamics Evolve, we were going to have the EVO II, we were going to have maybe the V-Copter. So I was just anticipating all these drones and all this content, but like it's right now that I'm just getting my third Power Vision that I can finally fly. That's works.
Absolutely nuts. It sucks when a manufacturer does that to you. By the way, to your question about the image size, so to give you an idea of the photo size that this thing took today, it took an 8,000 by 6,000 image size. Oof. The file size for the photo was 32.3 megabytes. That's massive. 1.8 aperture. I shot at 1/800th of a second, and it was 48 megapixels at 4:3. So if you don't shoot 4:3, it's not going to be 48 megapixels. If you do shoot 4:3, you'll get a full 48 megapixels. And the image, I mean, it's nothing incredible by any means. I just shot I shot a school, but what's cool about the image is you can just sort of dive into it, and I mean, you probably can't even see it. It's probably not going to focus, but it's pretty solid.
The Sony RAW files being 20 megapixels are like 50 megabytes per file.
Right.
So
right.
You've got to wonder how much data is actually in there to play around with. But you know better than I do. I mean, have you brought it into Lightroom and played around with it?
Yeah. I pushed them around. I mean, the files are very malleable, I think. John asks, is Billy getting a EVO II?
I'll have to check and see if he pre-ordered.
I think we can make something happen.
Let's do it.
Handled. Or Philly steak and cheese, or whatever.
We'll figure something. We'll figure something.
Ken, I'm going to come down.
Ken,
I'm coming down there to fly yours.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. You said, I thought you were coming down anyhow.
Yeah, so I got to talk with my dad, see what's up. But, you know, he's working right now in Boca Raton.
Okay. So that's
about 4 hours from you.
Yeah, that's down West Palm Beach side. That's the spot. That's the hot spot for all this shit.
Yeah, and then after Boca Raton, he's going to Orlando. So he's going to be down in Florida. So it's just about when I can go with him, when we can maybe drive together, or maybe when I can jump on a flight with him.
Jake lives, right?
Yeah, Jake lives in Boca Raton. We should fly Orlando somewhere. Not saying to fly Disney. I'm not talking about flying Disney, but there are some spots that are okay.
I haven't been to Orlando since I was young. I haven't. I guess the last time I was even relatively near there is when we drove back from Florida to Philly.
Yeah, we sort of just we drove through there when we were coming back from Boca.
We mapped the arena.
Did you map the arena?
Yep.
Is that a fly zone? You can fly. We can just get authorization.
Yeah, I don't put people there. They asked us to 3D map it.
Yeah, because I want to fly downtown. Downtown Orlando would be a fun. There's a lot of cool spots, like the Orlando Eye would be cool to fly because there's nobody there. There's nobody there. It's all vacant. And I mean, best of my knowledge, last time I was there, like the PD there was actually pretty cool.
Oh,
they didn't care.
They're clients of ours, so that's easy.
You should
make it happen.
You should see the amount of people that are out in Philly. I mean, it doesn't even look like there's a pandemic. There's like people, like I'll go out for a run with my cousin, and there's just people everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I guess I don't see that too much. Like I was, I look at like Tampa, I'm considering taking this into the city to do a test of the noise. And
actually Saturday, I think it'd be a great day.
Well, we're going to be down there anyways with Nick.
Exactly.
So I want to test that out, but there's nobody. You have a curfew. Oh shit. No, there's a curfew in Hillsborough. I forgot. So there's a curfew in Hillsborough. So Tampa, that rooftop we flew? They got a curfew, 9 p.m.
Really?
Yeah, so we would have to be.
Is it heavily enforced?
It's 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah, but if you're there. Okay, well, we're going to be there at 7 and we'll be out of there. But we're going to go before that.
Yeah, it's overnight.
Yeah, we're going to be there before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how heavily enforced it is. I don't really want to find out, though.
No, we're working.
Yeah, right.
Could you imagine, like, him, like, with his mouth? I mean, we're going to jail. We're going to jail. 100% we're going to jail.
Billy's got bail money. We're good.
So
is
yeah.
Billy getting EVO II? Yeah, when he bails us out.
I'll pay you guys in Bitcoin.
So yeah, I think that's it. I know we got to something I do want to plug here really quick. If you guys haven't already subscribe to the Flight Time podcast, there is 131 people in this room right now watching the video and live stream. So the Flight Time podcast, Mike B, if you'd be so kind to drop the link in the chat for the Flight Time podcast. We have done a okay job with uploading our episodes, but we've slacked off. We've had a lot of things going on. Like I was slammed with work. You were trying to figure out school stuff with all this stuff going on.
Man, dude, it's such a mess.
It's it's been nuts.
My school, I'm a senior and we're doing a virtual graduation. How stupid is that?
What do? You put a cap and gown on, jump on Zoom?
I don't even know. I think they're using a totally different piece of software to do it and not Zoom, but like they're going to have so many people on the call. I really don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle it.
So, not to age myself, Billy, my kid goes to school in Rhode Island, and she's graduating this year as well. They were going to be virtual, then they changed it to graduation ceremony in August. So you never know.
I mean, look, we have people sending around petitions. There's thousands of signatures against doing it online. And
I agree.
Just like you said, why not push it back to like October or August? And they continue to send us information about like signing up for the virtual graduation. So I don't think they have any intent of switching.
Yeah, I just think that's silly. I mean, like Zach said, you guys work way too hard to just graduate,
and you pay so much money.
Right, exactly. Why should you be deprived of anything else, than the real deal? I don't know. I just think it's silly.
Too much time in, dude. 4 years for nothing? Nah.
It's so crazy.
I just think that sucks. So I know we're going to be filming a episode
like taking the hills out of a freaking roller coaster.
It was something like that, but you could still make it fun.
Well, yeah.
So I know we're going to be filming a podcast pretty soon. We've got some interesting content coming up. So guys, if you haven't already, check out our podcast. We do try to aim for 2 episodes a week, although sometimes it doesn't happen. It's more like the Sometimes We Fly podcast.
Well, we're also available on a ton of other streaming platforms. So like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts. So if you don't listen to your podcast on YouTube, we upload it there for you guys to watch or listen to if you want. But we're also on all the other podcasting platforms.
And here's the thing, guys. The quicker we get to 1,000 subscribers on that channel, the quicker we're allowed to do streams. We've talked about doing a stream like something like this that I do on Wednesdays. Do it, let's say, once a week or something like that. But we can't do that until we actually get to 1,000 subscribers because YouTube won't let us right now.
Yeah.
So we have to get to that metric first before we can actually do the streams. So once we get there, then we can sort of start incorporating some other content that we've been wanting to do since we started this whole endeavor. What, about like a year and a half ago or something like that, we came up with this idea. But yeah, it's super fun. So guys, I'm going to let Billy go because we got an episode actually to film later on. Bill, thanks so much, man. I'll talk to you here in a little while, brother. See ya.
Talk to you soon.
That Billy, he's a nice guy.
Billy from Philly.
a nice guy.
You know, he's gangster.
Is he?
Yeah, a little bit.
He can be. Yeah. It's okay though. We'll allow it. Alrighty, so there it is. That's the podcast is the Flight Time podcast. If you didn't already get the link, I will drop it again down here for those who did not get that link. The podcast link is right here. The Flight Time podcast. That's what Billy. I don't actually know. Yep, that's going to take you there. So that is it. Hey, what's going on, Simon? Hello from France. Yes, awesome. So when can you expect the EVO II at stores like Best Buy? It's probably not going to happen for a while. It's going to go to main retailers.
It's actually being discussed. They're not going to be on Amazon, except for from Autel Direct, and you probably will not see them in Best Buy.
So it'll be Autel Direct, B&H, Adorama, obviously DroneWorks has it, and any other online retailer besides Autel Pilots. That is not a authorized vendor, though.
Nope, they are not an authorized vendor for our country. They are an authorized Autel Auto vendor, and they're somehow getting drones and selling them.
Gotcha.
I can tell you that I am not 100% certain that these drones are the same, the ones they had and the ones that we have.
Right, the pre-production units.
I think they're different. I'm not 110%. We will find out, but I think so. Mr. Schaefer, you are pretty far towards the end of the list. So as fast as I can is the appropriate answer for that. So he said, when are you shipping my EVO II?
Who's that?
Mr. Schaefer.
So yeah, check it out, guys. Just to give you an idea, the Encompass, yesterday we were going over inventory, and there was 95 orders placed for the EVO II. 95 orders, which is
Mr.
tremendous.
Vice, you bet your ass.
What's that? What did he say?
He said, are we an authorized retailer?
Yes. If you check on the website for autelrobotics.com or auteldrones.com, you'll find DroneWorks as a vendor there.
Link not working.
Link's not working. Okay, interesting. I have to get the right link for that. Let me fix that first. I don't know why that link's not working. I think you can't copy and paste the link like that. It makes no sense. Time podcast. Yep, working on it for you, fellas. Get in the right link right now. I don't know where that link was going. All right, check it out. This is the link. That's the Flight Time podcast link right there. So try that link out. So yeah, I mean, we're trying to do the best we can to make sure that you guys stay updated when we are shipping. But obviously, the people that placed an order first are going to receive their order first. Autel has committed to the fact that they are trying to expedite orders as quick as possible to us. So the reason why they are not shipping now, like when we have stock, is because other dealers do not have stock. So to be fair, they don't want us shipping before another dealer, because let's say if this dealer had their stock in hand and this dealer didn't, and you knew this one had it and the other one didn't, you would jump ship from one to go to the other, and they don't want that. So they want to make sure that it's fair for everybody. And to do that, it's a organized rollout. So when everybody gets their stock at the same time, that's when they will be available for everybody to get. And like I said, first come, first serve is what we're doing. We're trying to make it as fair as possible. Fair as possible.
Invoices, again, when you see your invoice from us, when you see your final payment invoice show up, that means that we have tracking and your drone is on the way. This first batch, like I said earlier, for you people are just tuning in, this first batch, I don't know how many are coming. They had to divide a small amount they had between 38 dealers, I think. So this small, if you're not in the first batch, the second batch is a week or two out, and you'll definitely be there. A regular, huge order will be on its way now. Actually, it'll cover those, so we're just waiting for it to show up. So
John says if he ordered and his comes in, can he just pick it? He's in Clearwater.
Yeah,
John, you can if he's actually one of the first in the batch anyways.
Okay.
So I know when he ordered, I saw the order come through, so I already know he's in. So yeah, if you are local, yes, you can pick it up directly from us once we get them. We will do that for you. So for you Florida locals that placed an order, if you get your invoice, that means you were in batch 1 from our orders, and and you can walk in and pick it up. Just either shoot me a message, and we'll get your order. So there you go. One thing I wanted to note, there was something I wanted to say. What was that? Geez, what the hell? There was something I wanted to say.
Sorry there, Mr. Romano. We not doing that tonight. I don't have my computer with me, so I don't know. I just remembered Schaefer. He was 67 number. So
Right.
memory works as best as it does. I just know I saw that order.
God, I can't even remember. There was something I wanted to say, but I don't quite recall. Oh, are we allowed to talk about the cameras themselves? Because I keep getting questions about the cameras themselves. People want to know what's going to be the cost if I buy the EVO II 8K. What is the cost to upgrade to the EVO II Pro camera? Vice versa, if I bought the EVO II 6K, the Pro version, what does it cost for the 8K camera? You want to go ahead and divulge that pricing?
Yeah. So I got that pricing yesterday. Stand by just a second. Let me find it. That I have here. Here, talk about something in the meantime. I'll find it.
So California, you get 2 batteries with the Pro models. So the 6K Pro and the 8K Pro come with 2 batteries this year. If you buy a thermal camera, you actually get 3 batteries. Obviously, if you're spending $10,000, they have to make the pot sweeter somehow. So 3 batteries for that. Pricing for the cameras, we did get the pricing. So he's actually going to pull it up here. He's just searching for the email.
Your phone because there's a glitch now with Outlook.
So I thought the price. I don't want to guess. I'll wait for. Oh, you got the pricing sheet right here. So what is the price on the 6K camera?
Let's see here. Camera. 6K camera is $879.
So $879 for the Pro camera. So if you want to upgrade your 8K, so if you buy the 8K and you want to upgrade to the 6K camera, it's going to cost you $879 to upgrade this camera.
And if you want to go backwards, it's $579.
So $579 is the cost. This gimbal right here is $579 for the 8K camera. So there you go. Those are the pricing. $879 and $579.
And a lot of people are going to ask, why do we want to buy the 8K camera if we got a 6K?
Right.
And the reason is I believe that the 8K is the only one that's going to zoom. I don't think that 6K is going to zoom.
Correct.
So that's the reason right there. If you're into commercial stuff, if you're doing things where you need to zoom, if you're in public safety or whatever, and you need to zoom, this is the guy right here.
Okay, so there it is. So $879 and $579 is the total price of those 2 different cameras. So for the 1-inch sensor, $879, $579 for the 8K camera. And like Zach just said, if you are having any intention as to where you want to do any zoom, the 8K camera is going to provide you those extra pixels so you can be able to do that.
So John, next week and the week after.
Yes, John, next week and the week after.
And the week after.
So, it's a continuous thing with them coming. Cliff Totten asked, Ken, do you know if the Pro has dynamic smoothing and rampant aperture? Can it move in automatically? We won't know until we get the camera in hand. They were actually pretty hush-hush with it. Even at CES, they wouldn't let us touch the camera. So we have one coming. It's supposed to be here next week. So we're going to swap the camera out next week to see if it's going to actually work the way I think it will work. I hope it does, but we'll actually have to see. Ken, 6K camera, you don't need an ND filter no more. Not true. You'll need an ND filter to a certain extent. Even on my Mavic 2 Pro, I use an ND filter from time to time. It is nice to have an aperture that goes up to f11, but you're still going to need an ND filter. You'll probably need at least the bare minimum an ND8 so you don't go all the way down, because the smaller you decrease on that iris, sometimes you're going to get a less sharp image. So like from f7 to f8, you'll get a pretty sharp image. But if you go any smaller than that, I fear you probably won't get a very sharp image on a sensor that size.
5 miles.
So Eddie, no geofencing on any of these. So if that's something that somebody needs or is interested in, yeah, there's no geofencing. This is the reason why I use a Evo when I fly certain areas commercially, because I don't have to deal with the secondary authorization in DJI software. I think that's one of the biggest reasons. So let's jump in here. So Easyheimer, are you going to have to do a manual firmware upgrade on day one? Chances are no, it will be an over-the-air update. I had to do a manual update just because of the firmware that this was on. This drone is technically still a pre-production unit. It's not an official store ready. This is a store demo unit, so my official unit won't be in till next week. So just like you guys, I have to wait for like the production unit. So this is a store unit which they gave us in advance. So that's the reason why I had to do a firmware update. So there you go. All right, so there you go. So if you guys have any questions, if you want to check out the store, if you're looking at getting an Autel Evo, I will go ahead and include a link here for it. If I can type, I'm already buzzed. I'll just drop a link here if you want to check it out, so you can mix and match different combinations. You can do that, see what the different pricing is, see what fits your budget.
Hey, Nate, it's not him hitting the weights. We can't leave to go out to eat.
What's that?
He said your arms look big. Looks like you've been hitting the weights.
Have I been hitting the weights? No, I haven't. I've been jacking off a lot.
I moved my weights out of the way.
It's, what do?
Right.
You rotate hands.
Oh, I have a cool.
That's what you do. You rotate. I don't care. Like I said, like I put a standard disclaimer on the show all the time that if you're easily offended, if you can't handle things, then this is not the show for you. Absolutely. You want a show where it's like fa 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 fa, and they're hitting all these fancy buttons and everything. That's on Thursdays. Because I'm an asshole. So, all righty, guys. There you go. That's it. It is 9:59. We've went easily 1 hour. Hopefully, like I said, the audio was a little bit better. A big thank you to my brother from another mother, Billy, for joining the show tonight.
Billy from Philly. That's his name.
Yeah, okay. So there it is. If you have any other questions, as always, I'm available in the comment section down below. You can just simply drop me a comment. I'll answer everything the best I can. And believe it or not, if you send me an email and you have questions, you will probably get a call from me, because I will call you if you have questions. If I can't convey whatever the question is via chat, I hate emails. I rather just pick up the phone and call somebody. So
that's our store policy.
Yeah. So if you guys have questions, I will just call you directly. Just shoot me an email. I'll call you if you have questions that can't be answered via email or comments. I hate dealing with comments because sometimes they come across, all goofy. So there you go. That's it. That's the show. Zach, anything else?
Yeah, please be sure to tune in to 1414 on the unboxing video. I can't believe you didn't have a discussion about that.
For what?
Your unboxing video. 1414. The most epic moment in an unboxing video ever happened.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. 1414 of the unboxing video. If you haven't watched that,
probably put that link
standard disclaimer. There's that. Fuck it. They know the channel. They'll find it.
Find that link. It's the unboxing
there it is.
for the 8K. You gotta watch it. 1414.
So there it is. Tiger King is gay.
And they're 27 miles from here.
Okay. Well, we'll let them see it.
It's a fact.
Fine. Okay, it's a fact. All right, that's it. I think we did good tonight. We didn't have any echoes. Billy's audio was good. We just had one thing where it was like two Billys, but that's not a bad thing, right? And then, yeah. So there's that. Everything was okay. Goodbye from Spring Hill, Florida. Signing off. Toodaloo. Oh, who says that? You know what? We went a whole stream. And Jerome Worship did not grace us with his presence. Dan, if you're out there, I'm going now. I'm going. So I'm just letting you know. Dan, Jerome Worship. Hello. No life. All right. That's it. Fuck it. We're out. We gotta, we'll hit this end button and then we're adios.
Not feeling right, yeah. I can't be still inside. I can't be still inside, yeah.
For the people who been holding me down. 2 times for the people who been holding me down. That's 3 times for the people don't be knowing me now. I just move without a sound, and I just move without sound. And 1 time for the people who been holding me down. And 2 times for the people who been holding me down. And 3 times for the people I don't see them around. I just been moving around. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. React if you have to. Yeah.
Don't know the time, yeah. Just know that I'm, one of a kind, yeah. feeling right,